Hello, good morning, everyone, and good afternoon to you, Nika, because it's afternoon in Tasmania. Okay,
Okay, well, what time is it in Indonesia?
it's still 11 a.m. in Indonesia, so it's still morning here.
I hope everyone got their coffee to start up the day.
Yeah, thank you for our Indonesian recruitment partner who has registered and attend this webinar session this morning with me, Margareta from Yes Education Indonesia team. And today we have Nika from Tasmania TAFE who will give explanation about the live in Tasmania as general, and then of course about the program that Tasmania TAFE over and the entry requirement. And as usual, we will record this session so you can revisit the information again later, and we will post it in our YouTube Yes Education group channel. In this session, later we will do the presentation, and then after the presentation, we will do the question and answer session. If during the presentation you have any kind of question, please do not hesitate to type it in the Q&A box or the chat box. Or if you want to talk with Nika later during the Q&A session directly, please raise your hand and I will ask you to unmute the mic later. Okay, without further ado, the floor is yours, Nika.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Yes Education, organizing this amazing webinar, and we're pleasure to join you guys and to introduce TasTAFE. That is a very great opportunity for us. I think it's been a while since the last time like a TasTAFE or Tasmania reached out to everyone. So we're very excited about the new journey, and especially meet the representatives from Yes Education. So during this session, I'm gonna quickly introduce a few things about Tasmania and TAFE Tasmania. And I really encourage everyone to drop up like all kind of questions. There's no stupid wrong question. There's no any easy question to answer. So I would say like if you have any thought, any concern about Tasmania, any assumptions you ever heard of Tasmania, please just throw that to me. Yeah, so I'm very happy to answer that thing. So we're all gathered here today. I don't know how's the weather in Indonesia now, but that's freezing cold in Tasmania. So I'm jealous of you guys. So you guys are probably can see I wear sweater. So it's getting winter in Tasmania. So in the past several years, like actually before COVID, we had a lot of Indonesia students coming to Tasmania for study, no matter with TasTAFE or University of Tasmania. And after COVID, it's been a little bit quiet, so I think it's perfect time for us to start. So during this session, we do not only promote TasTAFE, but we promote actually Tasmania as a whole, like good destination for study to all the students. So in this PowerPoint, I'm going to share that to you. Feel free to drop any questions, okay? I may not be able to see right away with your question, but Margareta gonna check that for me. So like you guys feel free to interrupt me anytime. So now I'm going to share my screen. I'm not quite sure about the consultants, counselors over here. Have any of you traveled Tasmania before? Uh, if you did, please leave a comment, leave a message. I can see that. And another thing is, I'm not quite sure if you guys really, give me a sec. Okay, let's start it from the beginning. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so not sure if you guys actually heard about Tasmania. I traveled another Asian, Southeast Asian country like last year when I pointed out Tasmania in the world map, and they think we're part of New Zealand. It's really hurtful, but I think it's actually alert us that we need to engage the market a little bit more. So Tasmania is not like a Sydney and Melbourne. It's not a very big state in Australia. We're a regional area, but we always said that's a past less crowded. So what we see Tasmania is, of course, like I said, not like a big state, but a lot of students after they come to here they actually stay away from all kinds of distractions, I would say, and they can focus on study and focus on what they want to do. And another thing is that this is really a path less crowded. We want to send out this idea to your student. Less crowded means less competition. No matter the study and no matter other employment and every pathway, less competition actually can make the student less stress as well. So let's talk about Tasmania. So Tasmania, there's a few selling points. I can directly share that to all the counselors. You guys are all very experienced, but you probably never traveled to Tasmania. And we believe, of course, the counselors will not recommend to the student they're not very familiar with. So after this introduction, I hope you have full confidence and information about Tasmania. You can share that to your student. So the first selling point of us, of course, is the beautiful landscape and outdoor adventures. So in Tasmania, the student life is quite chill, I would say. And for some younger student, this is a quite a safe place. Yeah, because we have a lowest crime rate in Australia, and the student really can do a lot of outdoor activities and to make them life occupied. And this is a lavender farm, actually, it's quite famous. And another thing, another selling point for Tasmania is about we still maintain very authentic Australian culture, I would say, environment, and also very good English learning environment. I'm being honest, in Tasmania, because we're regional, we do not have a lot of students from diverse culture background. We don't have very big group of migrants over here. So that actually maintain Tasmania is a very authentic Australian environment. And the students, what we have been noticed is that student after they come to Tasmania, they really pick up the English in the very short time. Um, this has been the biggest, one of the biggest selling point for us because I used to be an international student. I studied at Monash before. So when I joined the agriculture program, like in the big city, I'm being honest, that 70% of my of the student in agriculture from China, and another 30 percent probably from Latino background. And so we actually have a lot of people in the big state, I would say, from the same community, so we speak our mother language. I don't feel like much difference, and I don't feel the English ability get improved a lot. But of course, after come to Australia, I expect the language could be improved very fast, no matter for study or for future employment outcome. So in Tasmania, especially our agriculture program, we have very good mix from students come from like Latino, Japan, China, Vietnam, and Indonesia. They actually all improve their ability like in a very short time because they need to use that every day, no matter in class or outside the class. Okay, so this is the second one. The third one, like I said, we have a very safe and welcome community with affordable living cost. So compared to the big city or like a rent and also the public transport are quite, I would say cheaper and affordable as well. And the most important thing is, except living cost, we don't have any other place to spend money. I would take that as a very good point, because especially for the student at a younger age, like I said, they get less and less distraction. They can focus on the study. And also, like in TasTAFE, the good thing about us is we have a student accommodation, like at the campus, 220 Australian dollars per week, including all the bills, which is quite affordable. And for the student new to Tasmania, that's a very good start. After they arrive here, they probably can find other place to stay, but they also welcome to stay in the student accommodation. Except that Tasmanian community have a very good support for the people come newly arrived to Tasmania from diverse culture background. So we have a migrant resource center, multicultural council of Tasmania, a few organizations, they all have accommodation programs for the student to support the student if they're really financially struggling. Um, but I would say like this community, because we're regional, we're relatively smaller, so we support each other a lot. So the last one about Tasmania is about employment opportunities. Um, Even though you never come to Tasmania, you probably heard of like it's very difficult to get a job in the regional area. I would love to share the latest data to all the counselors today. So I bring some data like here you can see. On the left-hand side on the top, you can see the largest employing industry in Tasmania. They are top five. Okay, we have a lot of job opportunities in healthcare, retail, construction, education, training like childcare, and some public sector like some government jobs, not-for-profit jobs, community service, something like that. So you can see when you guide the student, they really want to find an employment outcome after they study, or even during their study, they are allowed to work like 24 hours per week. They need to start from those popular industries, and those industries have a lot of opportunity. But the reason why the student a bit struggling to get a job compared to the big city, I think I can share you another data at the bottom. So is we call that recruitment method. In the regional area, we don't have a large multinational company, and we have a more like small and a medium scale of the local employers, and they look for staff not through the internet. They won't post the job advertisement on the Seek or Indeed, those website we normally use. We in Tasmania, you can see the blue color one. We have 36 percentage of the jobs actually um, public or recruit the staffs from word of mouth. Tasmania really care about the reference. That's another biggest selling point for TasTAFE as well, because as the only one government TAFE in Tasmania, we have a lot of network with the local employers, can support the student with the employment. And so for this, you can see they also have like big numbers from social media, but a lot of jobs actually will not actually post online. So normally what we suggest to international students, once you come to Tasmania, the first thing you need to do if they need to look for a job, they need to start making friends. So this is very important for them. It will give them a lot of information about job vacancy. So on the right hand side is actually online job, but we actually have a more vacancy, much more vacancies than the online numbers. This is September 2024. So you can see the top 10 occupations are like in Tasmania. A lot of things, like you said, nurse, sales, aged care, like bartenders, like barista, hospitality occupations. So in Tasmania, in TasTAFE now, for any international student, we provide the free courses for coffee barista course, like a bar attendants are like responsible for alcohol, like RSA certificate, all the short, like the short courses, short trainings are free for the international student at TasTAFE. So if they want to pick up something quickly, especially their young age, I think that's a very good start in hospitality. Okay, so when we talk about Tasmania, we already talk about the environment, English environment, the beautiful nature, and the safe community and the job like opportunity. One last thing, I think everyone is interested, is about migration pathway. So as you may know, as an education provider, I'm not allowed to give you too much advice on that. And but I can share you the most recent data from Migration Tasmania. I brought it here. So this is just to give you a little bit idea. This is public data on the website, government website. So what I want you to know, you don't need to understand all this. So is here nominate. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So for 190 permanent residency, like in this year, in this financial year, Migration Tasmania got 2,100 places for 190. But if you calculate all the applicants, these data published, I think, 3 weeks ago. So by 3 weeks ago, like by that time, we in total only get 2,166 applicants. Okay, so the ratio for getting the, I would say 190 or 491 are much higher than other state. So I know like for example, Sydney and Melbourne, like Victoria and New South Wales, they have a 3,000 seat for 190, but you can check how many applicants they have. They probably have 10,000 applicants are waiting for this 3,000 seat. For us, 2,100 seat, we only have 2,166. And after 1 week after they published this data, they stopped taking more applications and except a gold pathway. So the 491 is basically the same, 7,006 places. We don't get as many number as a big state, but like I said, there's a less competition. We also don't get a lot of applicants. So when we talk about the migration, no matter like what the policy is, like the ratio is very important. How many seat and how many applicants. So this is the latest data. I would love to share that to you. Okay, so I will stop here for the Tasmania part. If you have any questions about Tasmania, please just take a moment to write down your question, and I would love to answer that. Okay. Um, After we talk about Tasmania, and I would love to introduce TasTAFE. Like I said, TasTAFE is the only one government TAFE in Tasmania. So for TasTAFE, we also have a few selling points. Okay, let's get started. So the first one, of course, is the campus and the facility. So we're very confident about the training qualities we have. We have a regular industry engagement events and workshops with the local employers. We clearly understand what the market actually needs from the job seekers, and we're providing the practical trainings to help the student do not only finish their study, but also the training can lead them into some employment pathway. So for the facilities, like also campuses for students to use and to make sure they have the high quality of the training. The second one is the trainers. And our trainers are quite experienced. Of course, they all have several years experience in the industry. The most important thing is that they have the connection in Tasmania with the local employers. So some students like were very excellent. So when they do the work placement, they already secure some full-time job offer with our work placement providers. So this is something what we can offer, and other private RTO will be a little bit difficult to offer. So the next one, of course, is the student support and also career pathway. For student support, like I said, we have a student accommodation, we have student counselors, so we have student support officer and a language support. Recently, I think two of our language support teachers that they organize a lot of PT trainings for helping the student to get their satisfied PD score, no matter they need to use that to apply for the working visa after they graduate or for other purposes. I would say it's actually save a student a lot of money. And they love this kind of training. And after you enroll the student with TasTAFE, they will have very least very, very limited number of the questions they're gonna contact you back and saying they're not satisfied. Majority of our students are very satisfied with the training. And I would say this is very important for consultant as well. If they're not happy, yeah, they probably gonna no matter complain or regret the choice they make. So we did our best. We do our best to support your student. Another thing is we don't actually have a separate class for international student. Our international students study with Australian student together in the same class. The students, after they come to here, they pick up the language and Australian culture in a very short time. They will help them um, to quickly get settled in Tasmania. One last thing, let's talk about visa. So at the moment, I would say at least at this financial year, we don't have any visa rejection from Indonesia. Uh, so we would love to engage this market more. For how can I say? Some student package University of Tasmania course, someone they don't. We actually the highest academic level we have is diploma or advanced diploma. Yeah, but based on our visa grant cases, we got visa granted at diploma level, diploma of nursing, diploma of childcare, uh, from Philippines, Vietnam, South Africa, yeah, they're basically all level three country. And so Indonesia is a level one, so we don't have any concern about that, at least at this stage. Okay, so let's talk about what program we have. You're all quite experienced consultant. So after this training, Margareta definitely gonna send to the or course guide to you guys, and you can quickly go through that. So we have a business and IT course of yeah, and we have nursing and healthcare. So nursing, individual support nursing, they're quite popular in Tasmania. So for diploma of nursing, we have two programs. One is 2 years program, another one is 1.5 years intensive program. Yeah, so that depends. Some student onshore in Tasmania, they prefer 18 months, 1.5 years program, they can quickly finish and get a job. And offshore, if they're new to Tasmania, they prefer 2 years, of course. So nursing, we do require the IELTS 7, no band less than 7. And we have a limited seat. We only can take a 40 international student every single year for 2 years of program and 5 to 8 student for intensive program. So we need excellent profile and we have a lot of applicants. So meeting the basic entry requirement cannot guarantee their seat. So I would suggest that you probably can filter some very good student and to apply this course. How do we define good? So we define the good profile as a very, very good English. So for example, we have a one South African student, that lady, I remember she's 27 years old when she applied offshore and from South Africa. But she got an IELTS 8.5 and she got visa in 3 weeks. So I would say like a very good English, there will be important, and the healthcare nursing program is very challenging, and have highest requirement for academic from academic perspective. Good English, another one is good finance. Of course, they need to show very good finance, cover the tuition fee and the living cost. And another thing we defined good profile, probably a little bit young, I would say, like is better under 25 years old or come from healthcare relevant background. That is for nursing. Only nursing, they have a few requirements. Except that, that should be okay. And another course we want to promote to Indonesia market offshore is engineering course. So we have certificate for in engineering drafting and diploma of civil construction design. This package course is 1 year for each. 2 years for package course. This course is very, very popular, and after they study that, they have different pathway. So I would say this engineering course we would love to. They don't need to come from engineering background. They can finish high school if they have good mathematics. That's even better. Will put their profile stronger. And L6, that's enough. So serve for in engineering drafting and civil construction design. After they study this course, they actually can get a job as a draft person, like locally in Tasmania. And if they want to keep studying higher, when we renew the visa, it's better go upwards, not downgrade. Yeah. So like after they start diploma, they still can they just need to study, I think, another 6 unit or 7 units to get an advanced diploma if they want to get a skill assessment or 1.5 years working visa. And so this course is quite popular. And this is a new course for us. And we got a lot of inquiries. That's why we put this in our scope. This course will start February 2026. We started taking application for February intake from the middle of August. So if you have any student, you can promote now and to get all the document ready. We'll start application middle of August for February intake. And you can see the price is also quite affordable. So at the right bottom side, so 2 years of program, 28,500, like for 2 years study. Mm. Okay, so this is civil construction design. And the next one, of course, is cookery. It's a quite popular course for Indonesia market for very long time. So hospitality program is one of our best program because we have the best trainer, best facility, and we have our own restaurant in Tasmania, dry style, and we also have a lot of like local 4 star, 5 stars, and local fine dining restaurant working with us, take our student for um, study, for employment. I'm sorry. So we probably can show you. Hope you are not hungry since this is noon. Yeah, so I show you a few dishes actually our students made. So they're really like fine dining level. So they're ready to work. Every actually consultant, if you used to send to the cookery student, you may know they have a job ready program after that, and they may have some like migration pathway. But recently, Migration Tasmania published a list of the restaurant. The if the student have a chef or cook like a skill assessment, what kind of the restaurant that they cannot work for, because a lot of student are struggling to get a proper job. I would say they enroll probably some RT dodgy providers that they didn't get proper training, and then they work in the food truck or some fish and chips shop. They are not actually a proper chef job. So our student, what I can guarantee you, they will have a very good employment outcome after they study. Okay, so except cookery, next one we would love to promote is the childcare education care and diploma. So these two 2.5 years study. Surgery is 1 year, diploma is 1.5 years. So this course very popular even for domestic Australian students because that lead to employment outcome. So childcare is the high demand industry in Tasmania and a very high turnover. So that's why our local employers keep looking for new staffs. So this is a childcare course. Surgery after they study surgery and diploma, I think at least at the moment, based on the current policy, they should have a 1.5 working years. I'm sorry, 1.5 years working visa. After that, but for skill assessments, that may be a little bit tricky. But that's not my expertise. I'm so sorry. For surgery and diploma, it's definitely if they want to get some experience in Australia before they go back to be a childcare center manager, they definitely can get a local experience. Okay, so next one, Ali course. We do not have a lot of Indonesia students study Ali course, but we still would love to promote that. Like if you have any student, they want to polish their English a little bit more. Like I said, Tasmania give them very good environment to practice, no matter in class or outside the class. So we're pretty sure after they study Ali course with us and stay certain amount of time in Tasmania, they can speak quite good English. Okay, so that's Alico's program. I think I said enough. I will show you a few pictures about the campus since you are now over here. And I actually sent a link in our group chat. It's a share folder. So when you go to the folder and you can get access with all these PowerPoint and also some flyers for the engineering course. We have separate PDF for engineering course because that's new course. We want to promote that. And except that, we also have some videos about TasTAFE. If you wanna check the videos, everything is in the folder in the link. So I think Margarita is going to share that with you guys as well. Okay, this is our team. So my manager is Aiga. She's doing business development. If you have any study tour programs, reach out to us. We can do that as well. And in the middle is me. In charge of all the marketing and student recruitment with all the regions. And Molly is actually managing admission part. So this is our current team. We maintain quite a small team because we set up the international team just the last year. So we didn't work with every single agency. We only sign 40 agencies worldwide, and yes, education is definitely top on our list. So we expect we can engage you guys more. The reason why we keep the agent pool very small because we want to engage each single agent more much more than before. We want to promote Tasmania and we want to give your instant support. Okay, so there's some like contact details, but like yeah, you can reach Margarita if you couldn't find me. All right, I think that's probably all the things I need to share. Am I, s- did I speak too fast? Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Nika, for the information shared with us. So there's some general information about living in Tasmania and the job opportunities very abundant, especially because it's not too crowded yet compared to other big cities. So the opportunity for your students who wants to study and have job opportunity in Tasmania, it's still very, very huge. Okay. And so we can go to the Q&A session. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to type in the Q&A or chat box, or if you want to ask your question directly to Nika, please raise your hand and I will ask you to unmute the mic. Maybe in the meanwhile, I have question regarding the under 18 processing. Is TasTAFE accepting under 18 or they must be 18 when they enroll? Nika, sorry, you are still mute.
Oh, I'm sorry. So that depends the programs. If the student want to enroll high school, I'm happy to put you guys in touch with Avi. That's from Department of Education. They manage 18 public high school in Tasmania, so you can enroll high school student. I would say like as long as you guys support Tasmania, no matter TasTAFE, UTAS, or government high school, we really appreciate that. Any small progress for Tasmania is a win for all of us. So, yeah, so if you have a high school, you have an inquiry for UTAS, but I believe you guys already work together. So, like, feel free to contact me. I would love to put you guys in touch with them. But for the student below 18, but they want to enroll vocational course, they don't need to be 18 when they lodge application, but they need to be 18 when they commence the course. So for example, last year we got one student 17 years old when they lodged application for nursing 2025 July intake. This is July intake. But last year we processed the application. So she's turning 18 in this June. So when the course started, she's 18, so that's fine. The biggest problem is under 18 years old, we are not able to, TasTAFE are not able to organize homestay. Public high school can. We have a lot of homestay providers. So if they enroll diploma, they have to be 18 when they start the course. Yeah.
Okay, so even though we able to assist them with the ISA and homestay arrangement, but TasTAFE cannot issue the CAW, yeah. Is that correct?
Uh, like I said, they yes, a homestay is just one thing. Another thing is like they do need to be 18 when they start the
Uh,
course. Yeah. Mm. Some courses also include work placement. uh they have
mm,
to be 18, like that's
um,
yeah. And some courses, yeah, there's a lot of different requirement. So like I said, they need to be 18. That's one of the entry requirement. Yeah. Mm,
okay.
okay.
Okay, noted. So, they can submit the application before they are 18, but they must be 18 when they enroll or start the
Yeah.
thing. Okay.
Yeah. Mm,
Okay,
okay.
we have one question in the Q&A box. Are you able to accept students who has gap year in his or her study? Also, if the student has visa rejection before, are you able to consider?
Hmm. That's a very good question. Okay, before I go ahead, I think my PowerPoint cover a lot of things, and so that's like many counselor not able to think of other question, but I still encourage you to ask as many as possible. For this for the visa thing, I'm being honest, a gap year is not a really a biggest concern. That depends on what they do in the gap year. And also, like I said, I don't need like directly 18 or 19 student. If they are, that's perfect. If they're 23, 24, they have few years gap, it's not really a big deal. Of course, they will put their profile a little bit less advantage. But if they have excellent English, that have excellent finance, that have a relevant to healthcare or any relevant background, the gap year is not something. Yeah, is not a problem. So what I mean is, if one thing they're not very good, visa rejection is the same. If there's one thing which is not very good, other things that have to be stronger than others. So For the visa rejection, to be honest, normally we don't take any applicants if they have visa rejection history, but also depends on what is the reason they get visa rejection. If you think that's excellent profile, but because we do have a visa rejection because the case officer made a mistake or something. Yeah. So in that case, we would love to take a look, but not for nursing program. I'm so sorry. Because nursing program, we have so many applicants. We have to be fair to all the candidates. We have to pick the best, like whoever have a good English overall. Um, is good. So like things nursing, I have a limited seat. We cannot take the risk. But for other course, we're happy to look at the reason. Yeah, why they get visa rejected. Mm.
Okay, that's a bit good to hear because usually TAFE reject any student with student visa or any kind of visa rejection record before.
I would say at the moment we would love to give a try. I would say. So
Mm.
because like I said, we really want to engage like Indonesia market, but
Mhm.
I know like for vocational education, Indonesia is also very big higher education market. I understand from the agency's perspective, like if there's higher visa grant rate and everything is good, like the student will go to higher. But vocational, from what I understand, the reason why we want to engage is as TASTAFE where government TAFE, I got a lot of direct inquiries every single day, 15 to 20. Um, every month I got 200, like 300 direct inquiries. A lot of students ask from Indonesia. So about vocational course, I think it's a more like more cost effective way for some group of the student. Of course, we don't expect or we don't have appetite to take as many students as possible. I just need a few from you, from East Education. If every counselor can support us, we just need a four or five, six student every single year. I really don't think that's a big ask. So I would say for visa, if you can filter the better profile, that's very appreciated. If that is not very good, let's discuss together.
Mhm.
You can ask. We definitely have some communication channel, so you can discuss with me about this information first before you lodge application. Then you don't need to waste your time to fill in the form, and I can directly tell you if I ask you to put the application through, that means that you highly likely can get an offer. If I said, maybe not, so you don't need to waste your time. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, that will be very helpful.
Yeah. That.
Okay, now we have a next question. How was the winter's temperature in Hong Kong? Is it similar to Sydney or Melbourne, or is it more extreme?
Okay. I think whoever like sent this question, I need to invite you come to Tasmania. It's really not that what other people say. We're actually quite comfortable. I've been living here for 7 years. I would say, of course, cooler than Sydney and Melbourne. How much difference? For example, today we're like 9 degree, and Melbourne is like 12. This is that much, like 3 to 4 degree much. So difference. I would say it's not really that cold, and yeah, so it's quite okay for student to um, yeah, that's that. I would say the only one thing I really think that Tasmania is a little bit behind is the entertainment. Like, so we don't have a lot of pubs and bars. Like, that's actually true. I don't want to disappoint students, especially if they're young. They come to a new country, they want to explore the fancy life. But if they're actually sitting at a matured age, or if their parents really want them to come here to have a good study, focus on improving their English and getting employment outcome, this is a perfect place for us. And we're not that cold, okay? We have McDonald's, we have KFC, we have Hungry Jacks as well. Yeah, so don't worry about anything else. Yeah, the student are very happy here.
Okay, so it's kind of like having a slow life in Tasmania and Hobart, enjoying nature. They have the
Yeah,
sea, they have the beach, they have the mountains. So it's a very nice and laid back
yeah.
lifestyle the student can have there. And if their parents are visiting, they are also able to enjoy the same thing.
Yeah, I would say so. And another thing is, of course, I understand Tasmania is not a place for everyone, but for anyone who really want a result, who really want to get something from this study, I would say Tasmania is the place. Honestly, everyone want to go to Sydney and Melbourne. Who doesn't, right? But
Yeah.
the thing is, some place like people all love to go, they all have a lot of competition as well. If they are excellent, they have the confidence they can be the best from the best, like they can stay there. It's not a problem. But for if any student, they probably need a little bit support, or they really have some employment need, or further plans for their life. And so I would say Tasmania is a quite good place to start. And yeah. Mm. Okay, I actually had some gift over here. It's a Tasmania devil. Can you guys see that? It's a travel tag, and it's a very cute. So we already confirmed with Yes Education today we're going to the Bali like a September trip, and I really hope I can bring that to everyone like who are attending this session. And also we have other merchandise as well, but this one is actually my favorite. So hopefully we can meet each other in person.
Yeah, looking forward to meet with TasTAFE team in our annual summit in Bali this September.
Yeah, sure, sure, of course. Yeah. So if any counselor have any question about Tasmania and what's the life over here, you feel free to contact us. Like so, we're happy to answer anytime.
Okay, thank you, Nika. And maybe if any of our partner in Indonesia have any inquiries or student wants to have a direct consultation with you, you are open and we can arrange it from Yes Education side.
Right. Okay, that's great. Thank you very much.
Is there any other question from our attendees? Okay, I think we don't have any more question and we can end our webinar session today. Please
Good.
do not forget that if you have any question or any inquiry after this session, please contact Yes Education team. And if you need support from Nika to consult your student directly, we can arrange the online session. Or maybe if
No.
you have students want to visit TasTAFE, we can also arrange the campus visit for your
Yeah,
student.
sure. Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Thank you guys for your time. I really appreciate that. I know you guys are working very hard. So take care of yourself, and I hopefully I can see you all soon in person.
Okay, thank you, Nika. Thank you, Mas Fari. Thank you,
Nika.
Thank
everyone.
Bye bye all.
Bye.